Welcome back to the Screened Film Club. In today's video, we will be talking about 3 series and 3 movies that we watched in the month of October. Some we liked, didn't like, or felt were just okay. So the first movie is based on a short story, and it features one of my favorite mythological creatures. Antlers is the story of a child who is thought to be neglected by his father, but in fact, has been secretly caring for him and his little brother because he's sick and becoming something mythical. The movie started off well. It had the right amount of dark and depressing subject matter while at the same time giving a bit of social commentary regarding the flaws in the child protection system. But somewhere along the line, it became a bit unfocused. I think it would have been more interesting if we were following one character's point of view instead of 3. And since we're following 3 storylines, one is always more advanced than the others, so the characters are playing catch-up to what we, the audience, already know. In the beginning, it's very mysterious, and we fill in the gaps with the small details that we're given. But when it comes to the supernatural element, we get something that is unfortunately done often in horror. We go see the one expert and then we're told, oh, this is what's happening, and this is how you stop it. Although the film didn't soar as high as I would have wanted, I didn't regret watching it. Antlers did a lot right, like the tension, the creature design, and the obscure, suffocating darkness of the cinematography.
What is the primary factor contributing to the success of your marriage?
This is a 5-part miniseries based on Ingmar Bergman's miniseries and film of the same name. It's an interesting window into the troubled relationship between Jonathan and Mira. Most episodes are set in one location, and we get to see the full evolution of arguments, and I guess you could call them reconciliations between the couple. The strong point of this miniseries is definitely the acting and the chemistry between Jessica Chastain and Oscar Isaac. Things get heated and become very intense. Unfortunately, not only is this a reimagining of a classic that doesn't really bring anything new to the table, other than a gender swap in a modern setting, but this is known material that has been executed in a more impactful manner in other movies and series. This just feels like 2 good actors putting on a play, and the puzzling decision to start each episode with a break in the 4th wall just adds to that sentiment. By the end, I felt like the story didn't always do a good job of justifying the characters' changing motivations, and there were elements introduced in the first episodes that weren't explored either. It's sad to say that this is another remake that does little to validate its own existence, but it is great actor reel material. This is the story of a couple of sheep herders that discover that one of their sheep has given birth to a half-human, half-sheep hybrid, and so they decide to raise the baby as their own. For the most part, this film feels like a moody fairy tale where an ominous threat is always nearby. The cinematography was very minimalistic, and I was impressed by how the filmmakers got animals to emote so much on screen. But as much as I was looking forward to seeing this movie, I was ultimately let down by the abrupt way it ended. It honestly felt like they either didn't know how to finish it, or they ran out of money and had to bring things to a close quickly. It looked like it was going somewhere, maybe further explore motherhood, fatherhood, loss, infidelity, but then it just didn't. Lamb would have worked better as a short film.
En kastanje, mand. Skal den også afhøres?
Tag den lige med for en sikkerheds skyld.
This series is a Danish neo-noir crime thriller. There has been a gruesome murder where a Chestnut man was left at a crime scene. While investigating the crime, something is found that might tie the case to the disappearance of a child from a year earlier, making the police question if there's a connection. I feel like every episode built on the previous one, giving us a deeper look into the characters' backstories and slowly elevating the stakes. Although I didn't especially feel connected to any of the characters, it didn't detract from the experience. As the series progresses, you really get that ticking clock feeling that time is running out, and that people's lives are at risk. At only 6 episodes long, The Chestnut Man is not groundbreaking, but is a good Netflix mystery series to watch. A short time investment that can scratch that itch for a solid mystery story you might have. At first, I honestly thought Squid Game was some kind of new PlayStation game because of the masks with its circles, triangles, and squares. With so many people talking about the series, the countless memes, I was worried that this was going to be one of those overhyped series that just seems good because of all the attention it's getting. I'm glad my worries didn't come true. In essence, it's about a group of people that have incurred a huge amount of debt, and are given a chance to win a lot of money. All they have to do is play children's games like Red Light Green Light or Tug of War to win. The downside is that if they lose, they die. From the start, I thought the series was going to follow a set pattern, like first episode, first game, second episode, second game, and so on, until a major reveal at the end, but that's not what happened. Whenever you think you figured out what's going to happen next, the show takes a left turn. It's very unpredictable, and not in a way that's just for the sake of being unpredictable. Some parts will make you laugh, others will make you recoil, and some might hit you in the feels. But I have to admit, there are a few story threads that could have been taken care of better. Who knows, maybe they will be further explored in a sequel. Definitely check out Squid Game, but subbed, not dubbed.
That was quick.
This movie is kinda hard to describe. It's a type of UK giallo film that's a psychological thriller with elements of ghost stories and time travel. A student that is in love with the 60s moves to London to study fashion and finds that she doesn't fit in. When she goes to sleep, she gets to follow and experience what a performer in the 60s lived through. Her dreams become nightmares as what she sees begins to affect her waking life. This doesn't feel like your usual comedic Edgar Wright film. Last Night in Soho contains very creative visual transitions that we've come to expect from the director, as well as the importance of the soundtrack. But it doesn't have the fast-paced quick cuts that we usually associate with his past films. Anya Taylor-Joy continues to show us how talented she is, and Thomasin McKenzie is coming into her own. Apart from their performances and the film's style, there wasn't anything particularly grandiose or disappointing. The mystery is there, but you can sometimes kinda guess where things are going. If you're a fan of Edgar Wright, definitely check this movie out. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to feed the algorithm. Until next time.